For me, when it comes to the most nostalgic games, I look at the Nintendo Wii. It's got tons of games that I grew up playing, and so I decided to replay all of these games, starting with one of my favourites, New Super Mario Bros. Wii. And trust me, playing through this game again was an absolute blast, but I did realise that some levels are better than others, and that's when the idea hit me. So today, for the first time on YouTube, I'm going to be ranking every single level in New Super Mario Bros. Wii. I'll also be including the bonus levels from World 9, which puts the total levels up to 76. So don't think I'll be talking about these levels for too long each, because that would take me far too long. I'll be ranking these levels on how fun they are, how unique they are, how good the level design is, and if it's difficult enough for the world that it's in. But just before I start, if there's any levels that you really like on this list that are down low, don't get angry about it, because everyone has different opinions. But with that said, I hope you all enjoy, and let's get right into the video. "6-6 is just the worst level of all time. It moves at an incredibly slow pace, and you can barely see anything that's going on around you. 9-4 is also very slow, and it's an absolute pain to try and complete. 8-5 is just complete hell. Trust me, if you've played this game, you'll know what I'm talking about. 2-Castle is just so annoying, and it takes ages to complete, even if you know the correct paths to go. 7-1 is just the most generic sky level of all time. There's not really anything interesting going on here. World 4 is my favourite world in this game, and there's only really one problem with it, and it's this exact level. It just sucks. 3-5 is another really boring and really slow level. Does anyone see a reoccurring theme here? Just like all of the ghost houses in this game, 3-Ghost House is so uninspired and really bland. 2-4 by itself isn't a very bad level, but then when you add the stupid wind mechanics, it just becomes so annoying. 9-7 is a level that's infamous for being so aggravating, especially if you're trying to get the star coins. I quite like the level idea for 3-5, but the length of the level kinda ruins it for me. 1-5 is just another really generic sky level. I wish these had a little bit more to them. And 1-6 isn't too great either. I've just never liked this one. Who thought that standing on a square for a little while was a good idea for a level? Just because 9-1 is hard does not mean that it's good. 2-3 is fine, but I kinda prefer a level that I can actually see. I said I prefer a level that I can see? Oh, come on! I think the idea of using enemies as platforms in 7-6 is pretty cool, but just like most of the levels that I've talked about already, it's just way too slow. Let me tell you, cave levels have never been my favourites, and 1-2 doesn't do anything to impress me. 9-8, the final level in this game, and it's just a boring side-scroller. How much more anticlimactic can you get? 4-4 is such an annoying level. You're constantly getting attacked by the bloopers and spiny Cheep Cheeps. You never get a second to just relax and enjoy the view. You know I love my boy Martin, but his castle in World 6 sucks, and also the boss fight is far too easy. 3-4 is just such a lame level. Enough said. 9-3 completely focuses on those homing bills. You get it? The combination of the underground theme and the beach theme in 6-2 is fantastic. The only problem is those goddamn spinies. I think we've dealt with all of the below average levels, and now we have 2-1, which is, well, average. Along with 2-5, except that's got pokies, so it's just immediately a little bit better. 1-4 would just be your average water level, if it wasn't for the fact that you could actually go above the water, which is really neat. 3-2 is fine, it's just not really that interesting. I have to tell you, I love beach themed levels, but 9-2 is an exception. The level's design is pretty difficult and it gets on my nerves. Everything in 6-Airship is really boring. The level itself, the Bowser Jr. fight, just all of it. 4-5 is a weird one for me, because I love the beach theme and Yoshi, but I really hate Lakitu, so it kind of evens it out really. 7-3 is a pretty decent level, and the fact that there's fuzzies moving all over the screen means that you actually have to concentrate whilst playing. I like 5-2's idea. You go into this big cave where there's giant wigglers that you can bounce on to get to higher places. It's pretty cool and rewards exploration. I quite like 3-Castle, mainly because you actually have to use the bob-ombs mechanic to blow things up, so they're not actually completely useless. 5-3 is one of the only levels in this game that features its very own enemy, which is very cool indeed. 5-Tower is the first tower on my list today. It's not a bad level, but it takes a long time to get up to the top, which can be quite frustrating. Next up is 3-Tower. This is a bit of a strange level, because halfway through it suddenly changes to a vertical auto-scroller, which is a little bit strange, but it's pretty cool. And just like that, we've done half of the levels, so let's keep on going. Now we have 3-1. I really like this level because it introduces the penguin suit, which is a really fun power up to use, especially for sliding on your belly. It's just so fun. 7-5 has the cutest little cloud guys. It's a shame that their mechanic makes me want to jump off a cliff. 8-Airship is pretty hard, but I didn't have that much fun playing it, which kind of ruins it all. And the same goes for 8-Tower, apart from Kamek. I freaking love Kamek. I love 7-Tower's design. The fact that it's a tower mixed with the sky level is so great. The level itself, on the other hand, is a complete nightmare. 1-Castle is one of the most memorable Mario levels of all time, and whilst it's great, it's not incredible, so I feel like this spot is perfect for it. Now I don't know if you guys agree with me on this one, but I don't think that 1-1 is actually that good. Sure, it's the first level and it's a classic, but the level itself isn't really that great. 4-Airship is what an ideal Mario level should be. It's quite difficult, but it's also really fun at the same time. 5-Castle is actually really awesome. It's quite an open level, and there's a lot of secrets to find, and it's just nice to move around freely. Despite all of the Monty moles, 6-4 is a fantastic looking level. Oh god. I can't tell you how many times I attempted 9-5, but I kept on failing over and over again. Bad memories, man. But it's not a bad level. There's nothing better than a level with its own fun mechanic. Well, let me introduce you to 7-2, because that's exactly what it does. 4-Tower also has its own mechanic. There are these metal crates that move on the conveyor belts, and they act as platforms and hazards, and it makes the tower look like a factory, which is pretty cool. Whilst 3-3's level design is okay, it's the aesthetics that makes me love it so much. I could stare at this level for days, it just looks so great. 1-Tower is fantastic. The eerie, ominous music works perfectly with the level's design with the old rusty platforms. 7-5 is like the Parabeatles level, except just 5 times better. I just really love the design of the sky manta rays. They just look so relaxed and they're fine with you standing on them, which is great. 6-3 for me is a very special level because it's got its very own theme. It looks like it takes place in an underground sewer, which hasn't even been done before in this game, so that's really epic. 2-2 is another very classic level because it reintroduces the Spikes, who hadn't been seen for a very long time. 1-3 is yet another incredibly classic level. It introduces Yoshi into this game and it's the perfect level for it. 2-Tower is hands down one of my favourite tower levels. I love the fact that sometimes Roy just randomly shoots magic spells at you, and the first time I played, I was so surprised by this, and it made me really hyped up for the boss fight. 4-Castle is a tremendous level, and I love how halfway through, you go into this underwater segment with the fish bones. 7-4 has one of the best mechanics in this game. You move the platforms with your controller. How cool is that? Next up we have 8-Castle. Honestly, the entire level builds up to the end, which is great, and the boss fight isn't half bad. The only reason I like 7-Ghost House is because of the bruisers, but I really like the bruisers, that's why it's at this place. I do enjoy me some 6-Tower. It's kinda weird how every aspect of this level is harder than 6-Castle. 8-1 is your average volcano level, and when I say average, I mean excellent. Just like 7-Tower, the looks of 7-Castle are amazing. The castle mixed with the sky theme has never been seen before and it looks great. 5-1 is another really memorable level because the level design works really well with the jungle theme. 8-2 introduces the underground volcano theme, and that's what you're hearing right now in the background, so that's pretty cool. At number 9 we have 4-2. I love everything about this level apart from the fairly bland level design. At number 8 we have 8-3. The main reason I love this level is because it brings back those platforms from New Super Mario Bros. DS, and the nostalgia hit me hard. At number 7 we have 6-1. This has always been one of my favourite levels, especially because of the new spikes that were introduced, and the level itself is just so fun. At number 6 we have 9-6. I've always loved this level because it's just so tricky. It's probably one of the hardest levels in the game, and I freaking love it, it's so fun. At number 5 we have 4-1. My god, this level is brilliant. I love how it looks, I love how sometimes you're on the beach, and then sometimes you jump into the ocean. Everything is just perfect. At number 4 we have 9-6. This level is epic. You have to climb up a giant volcano whilst the lava is rising, so you need to be quick. At number 3 we have 6-5. Trust me, this is the only Porky Puffer level you'll ever see me enjoying. I love how the water rises and lowers, and it's a cool mechanic for the level. At number 2 we have 4-5. I love this level because 1, it's a beach level, 2, it has its very own enemy, and 3, the enemy is adorable. Look, it's a tiny little crab and it's throwing rocks at me. And finally, at number 1, we have 8-7. If you've played this game, then you'll understand why this is in first place. It's the most unique level in the game for sure, and it's incredibly fun. I don't even need to tell you why this level's great, just look at the gameplay and you'll instantly realise why it's number 1. My only problem with this level is that there's not very many other levels that are as unique as this one, when clearly Nintendo has the capabilities of doing that. I just wish there were some more really fun levels like this one. Some of you guys watching probably agree with me on this one, and trust me, I do not judge you. This level is just amazing. Enough said. Oh my goodness, we actually finished it. That was an incredibly long and hard video to make, so I hope you all enjoyed that. I need a minute to lie down, I think, but make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure to tell me down in the comments what your favourite Mario Bros. Wii level is. But until next time, I'll see you all later. Goodbye.